Hello, hello. Hey there. Hey guys. IG Universe. I am back. Almost at the door. And I had an idea. I wanted to share and just watch my walking down these steps so I don't freaking have one of those crazy viral internet accidents. So I have a question to ask. It might be a super weird question. That's the way I'm framing it in my mind. It's gonna be super weird to some of you. But some of you are going to kind of get it, and it might be just interestingly useful. Interestingly useful. So the question is this. The question is, as you go throughout your day, as you go out throughout today, and as you go throughout the meaningful points of the day, whatever those might be, are you being you that you choose, or are you being you that you're addicted to? Weird, right? So I have this idea that I call the chain reaction action, right? And it's just this basic practical idea that over and over and over again, inside of us and through us, we go through this process of a chain reaction that leads to action, right? When you wake up in the morning, there's some chain reaction that happens that leads to the action of you doing whatever you do next, right? And when as you go through the different points of the day, there's these little chain reactions that happen that lead to your action of you doing or not doing something. Physically doing and even thinking. Back to when you wake up in the morning, there's a chain reaction that leads to the action of what you first focus on when you wake up in the morning. That's also a chain reaction action. But my question is, and hopefully the insightful, super weird question is, hey Doug, hey man, it's been forever. Hopefully the super insightful question is it you're taking all these action, but which you is it? Because it could possibly be two different versions, right? Is it the you that you are choosing to be, or is it the you that you are addicted to being? So, most of us have some connotation of addiction. Whether if you haven't experienced it yourself, you may know others that have, or you've seen it on TV. And you know that addiction is a powerful, powerful thing, right? And for most people that are or become addicted, a large part of it, especially in the beginning, is outside of their own awareness. They don't really realize it, right? They deny it, right? So just imagine that framework of addiction applied to yourself. A lot of times when we say I, right? When you say, oh, I just hungry. I'm just hungry all the time, or I hate working out, or I don't want to do that, or I whatever, fill in the blank. What comes after you saying I could be the result of you just being addicted to who you are. Let me let that set in a little bit because it's kind of a weird idea. A lot of us are addicted to being who we are. And the downside of addiction, the downside of this I addiction, this me addiction, is it makes change very, very complicated. That it would be no less easy than going to a drug addict and then telling them, oh, just don't be an addict tomorrow. It just doesn't happen like that, right? So this is an interesting way to analyze how we approach our day, how we think about attacking our day. And in review, it might help us analyze what has happened to us in our days past. And the powerful question is, are you consciously being a you, or are you consciously being you in these acts that matter? Or are you just acting as an addict, somebody that's addicted to being who you are? What I think is potentially enlightening or exciting about this weird idea is that if you discover that there are elements of you that are just you being addicted to you, right? I'm addicted to a certain fitness paradigm, right? Then if you're an addict to yourself, you can break that. You can change that. And not to get in it too deeply, but the first step would be to recognize the pattern. To recognize when you are thinking as the addict. Oh, why am I thinking that way? Oh, why is that the first thing that comes to mind? Being aware of the pattern is the first thing to deconstructing it, right? So there you have it, my friends, at the door. Kind of a late morning for me today to be getting out there because I made the mistake of, checking email and starting to look at work early this morning. And next thing you know, I was doing work. But I have this little window this morning before I have conference call that kick up. I have a little more than about an hour and a half, which means I can sneak in a quick 45 minutes. That gives me ample time to recover so I can jump on the conference call and not sound like, some out of breath crazy person. All right. Hopefully this gave you something to think about. Super weird question, right? Are you being the you of choice, or are you just addicted to you? The whole idea of being addicted to who you are, I think that's worth a ponder. That's worth a ponder. All right, guys, have a great, thoughtful Thursday. Hey, I just made that up. Maybe that'll be what these little Thursday talks become at the door. Because I don't always want to do them at the door. Because I might not want to go through the door that day. All right, guys, see you.